Siddur Snippet series is generously sponsored by the Saka family and by Ayelet and Avram Foreman. Wonderful to be back and to pick up where we left off, which was the bracha of V'LiYerushalayim ircha. And I have to be honest, it feels a little bit anticlimactic on the 10th of Av to be talking about the bracha of V'LiYerushalayim, the Churban, davening for the rebuilding of Yerushalayim and the Beis HaMikdash. But the truth is, it's not anticlimactic at all, because while we most acutely focus on Tisha B'Av itself, it's when we sit on the ground, that's when we speak, that's when we watch the movies and films. The Shulchan Aruch records in Siman Aleph, V'LiYerushalayim, She'ei Meitzar V'doeg al Churban Beis HaMikdash, and it doesn't just say on Tisha B'Av, on the 10th of Av, and on the 11th of Av, and the 12th of Av, and until the Beis HaMikdash is built, it is proper for every true Yirei Shamayim to think about, to be anxious, to be worried, to be pained by the Churban, and the Churbanos that we see all around us, the challenges that Churban brings to us. And the Kotzker famously said, what about a person who's not Meitzar V'doeg, a person who's not worried, a person who's not anxious? Then the truth is, they're not a Yirei Shamayim, and they have the most to be worried and anxious about. Because the measure of a Yirei Shamayim, Roi L'chol Yirei Shamayim, someone who has real Yirei Shamayim, doesn't matter, 9th of Av, 10th of Av, 11th of Av, never moves on from longing for and waiting for the Beis HaMikdash. So we're up to, we spent a lot of time with Shalayim Yircha Baracham Tosha V'Sishkan B'Socha Kasher Dibarta Uvnei Osa B'Karav V'Yamenu Binyan Olam. We ask Hashem to build it B'Karav speedily B'Yamenu in our day. And how should He build it as a Binyan Olam? What does it mean we're longing B'Karav V'Yamenu? We want it to be Karov V'Yamenu. Why do we repeat? Karov V'Yamenu seems to be redundant. The answer is we want it to be Karov. We want it to be immediately. Kadosh Baruch Hu, deposit, let the third Beis HaMikdash descend immediately, right now. We don't want to wait any longer. We're sick and tired of this gullus and of this churban. But if now is not the right time, and if you don't do it immediately, at least do it b'yameinu. Let us be alive, let us be here, let us be in this world when the Beis HaMikdash comes. So one understanding is, b'karov b'yameinu. Our preference is immediately. But if it's not immediately, at least do it b'yameinu, at least do it in our time. We mentioned on Tisha B'Av, the Heilig Gezer Kodesh, the Rav Shitzer had a different pshat. B'karov b'yameinu means, uvenei osa b'karov, build it immediately. How? With what worthiness? What are the building blocks? B'yameinu. How we fill our days, how we identify our priorities, how we allocate our time and our resources. Yameinu, how we fill our time, is the currency through which we will earn it to be able to happen, to something that will happen, b'karov. Chazal tell us in Bereshis Rabbah, made famous by Avram Fried, I think, Yerushalayim oro shel olam, u'miyu oro shel Yerushalayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When we picture Yerushalayim, picture a light. Yerushalayim is the light of the world that illuminates the world. The world is filled with so much darkness. So much darkness. And Yerushalayim is the source of the light. It illuminates. And what's the source of the light for Yerushalayim? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Oro Shel Yerushalayim. So a kavana, a thought, a mindfulness, when we say this bracha, is to picture this great light emanating, to see the dark corners of this world, of which there are so many, most of them pointing their weapons at Yerushalayim, but from Yerushalayim, a great light that emanates, a great light that is spread. Rabbi Yonasan Eibshitz writes in Yoros Dvash, that Yerushalayim is called the Kisei Hashem. Yerushalayim is the very seat of the Ribono Shalom himself. And he writes that if the Malachim cry and lament, say kinos over the Churban Yerushalayim, if the Malachim are Avlei Tzion, they see the world is incomplete and in disrepair without Yerushalayim and its light, then certainly we should as well. What does it mean when we daven b'karav Yamenu? It should be built speedily and b'Yamenu, at least while we're alive, or through Yamenu, through our days. Binyan Olam. What does Binyan Olam mean? So the simple understanding Binyan Olam means permanent. Because it turns out that the first two were temporary. They were not permanent. 410, 420 years, the Batei Mikdash were here, but they were not permanent, they were temporary. The third Beis HaMikdash will be forever. So we ask Hashem to bring us that Binyan Olam, that we should be worthy to have that everlasting structure, that Binyan Olam. The Chavetz Chaim has lived in Pshat in Binyan Olam. Chavetz Chaim says the word Olam can mean forever, but the word Olam also means world. And when you talk about the Olam, sometimes in yeshiva they hang a thing, and the whole Olam is invited. There was a baby, there's a Shalom Zachar, the whole Olam is invited to stay after for a tikkun, to make a bracha. When do you say the Olam? Who are you referring to the Olam? Forever you're invited? Definitely not. So what does Olam mean? Everybody. It means everybody, everyone in the world. The world means the globe, the world means forever, and the world means everyone in it. Says the Chavetz Chaim, the building of the Beis HaMikdash is going to take everybody. It's a binyan, it's a building that will only be built when when the world can come together, when our people can come together, when we can be united and unified, when the olam all realizes it's all of our part. And the Chavetz Chaim says, and again I'm aware that it's the 10th of Av or the 11th of Av, and it's nice, some got haircuts and fired up the grill and jumped in the pool and put on the music, but you want to be a Yirei Shemayim, we're still Meitzar V'Doeg, we're still longing, we still daven 3 times a day V'Liyerushalayim. So Chavetz Chaim says, we'll end with this. He says, people come, they knock on the door, they collect different causes, text, the email, your great nephews, the cause match campaign for the camp, the yeshiva you never heard of, you have to give. We get hit up all the time for a million things. Sometimes you give, you don't give, you feel pressure to give, you have to be counted among the givers because your brother-in-law is participating in something and everybody, you want to appear in the status, everybody's got to give. So then you get a knock on the door, says the Chavetz Chaim, and somebody is collecting the Beis HaMikdash. And everyone who contributes to the Beis HaMikdash, there'll be a square, there'll be a brick, there'll be a screen, and it's going to list the names of all the contributors, of everybody who gave, of everybody who's responsible for the fact that we finally have Mashiach, Beis HaMikdash, and all that entails. Who's not going to give? Who's not going to contribute? You take out a loan. You sell your jewelry. You do whatever you have to do to make sure your name is listed to be part of this Beis HaMikdash. Says the Chavetz Chaim, we get that knock on the door every day, and it's not asking for money. It's asking for a little avas Yisrael, a little avas chinam, a little achdus, a little unity, a little bit being nicer. Be bigger, be better, learn more, daven harder, be more honest, spend our time more wisely, yamenu, fill our days more. That is the appeal. That's the campaign to build this Beis HaMikdash, and to do it, it's going to take a binyan, a building that only the olam, the whole world's going to have. Nobody could turn away that Mashulach called Mashiach. Nobody can turn him away. It's a binyan olam. It's a binyan that requires the whole world to participate. Mitzvah Hashem, we should be zocha. So the next sitter snippet will be in Yerushalayim itself.